first opponent is Glass Joe, the easiest fighter in the game. Most of the time he'll just stand there begging for your punches so he can retire. Give him a well-timed punch during his special move to send him down for good. Kaiser indicates his jabs by shaking his head. Punch him in the belly during his uppercut for a fast star and use it to put him down. Repeat this process until the TKO. Piston Honda is the first real challenge in the game. He raises his eyebrows to tell you a jab is coming. Dodge them and his hooks to get some punches in, but watch out for his fast uppercuts. Because he likes to mix things up, you might get hit, but just power through it. I find a good tactic is to slow dodge his hooks and give him the old 1-2. If you're slow enough, you can avoid his uppercuts altogether. A little later, I'm not exactly sure why, Honda will wind up for a special attack. Now you can give him a body shot at the right time to send him kamikazeing to the mat, but I find this technique way too difficult. Just block his jabs and keep punching away. With practice, you should get a TKO right around the middle of round 2. Afterwards, you'll win the minor circuit title, but don't get cocky. You'll need a lot of training to beat the next opponents. And look, you're jogging in a pink jumpsuit. Isn't that silly? At the end of the training sequence, you're given a password that will take you straight to the next fighter, Don Flamenco. And you'll need it. Don Flamenco is easily the most frustrating character in the entire game. He'll stand there and taunt you and wait for you to punch him so he can drain your hearts.
Thank you, Nintendo Power, for that quick tips and tricks for Punch-Out Pros segment circa 1988. How to teach your grandmother Punch-Out. I hope to be just a fuzz more informative. And if you get hit, won't be covered. Fight! Beating Glass Joe is about as gratifying as figuring out which button starts the game. Congratulations, you have arms. Let's begin with what everyone already knows. At 40 seconds, Joe will back up, taunt, and lunge. As he approaches, you can send him flying with one punch. Use a jab or a body blow, left or right, and he'll go down. If you time it properly, he'll stay down for the KO, but if you were just a bit late, he'll get up on the count of 1. There's a 10-frame window, or just under half a second, between being able to punch him and him getting up. So practice getting your punch out quickly to make sure he doesn't get back up. That's about it for Joe. But there is one more thing to show you before we call it a day. Something you might not have seen in another walkthrough. What if he gets back up? Sure, it's great when you get that KO, but if he gets back up, do you reset? Do you just mash buttons until he goes down? There's more to this guy than you might think. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. There is no faster way to beat Joe than the KO. If you're attempting a speed run or a time attack, just reset if he doesn't stay down. But if you're just playing around or want to learn something new, there actually is some know-how to beating Joe. And jabbing away until you get a star looks stupid, especially since half your punches will be blocked. The good thing is you're not going to get hit, ever. So he will continue to get up on 1, and a fighter who gets up on 1 will go down with 1 uppercut regardless of health. So let's go over the plan. First, we split up the round into 3 phases. This is to identify the separate parts of the fight, phase 1 being the start of the fight, 2 after he gets up, and 3 is the last stretch before the TKO. In phase 1, you're going to knock him down at 40. If he gets up, he'll get up on 1. So your mission in phase 2 is to get a star as fast as you can and use it to put him back down. Again, he'll get up on 1, so repeat phase 2 for the TKO. Get a star and use it. The only thing remaining is how to get a star while making it look like you know what you're doing. This is a frame advancement recording sped up to real time to show you 3 things. 1, Mac's left glove is faster than his right. Yeah, I'll get into that later. 2, Joe does not go down before a special move, and 3, Joe gives a star after 20 punches. The interesting thing about the 20 punches is that Joe remembers how many times he's been hit even after he gets knocked down. Now 20 punches in phase 1 isn't feasible, even with the left glove, but 19 is. And that means 1 punch in phase 2 gives you the star. Switch between headshots and body blows for 6 sets of 3. I find this alternating method easiest to control, but it doesn't really matter as long as you get in 19. And at 40 seconds, knock him down as usual. If Joe gets back up, it'll be on 1. Hold down up and B before play resumes, and when the action starts, you'll automatically jab, and if you nailed him 19 times in phase 1, you'll get a star. Use it for the second knockdown. He gets up on 1 again. Like before, it takes a preset number of punches for star number 2, and that number is 8. Control yourself and don't jab away like an idiot. You can get 7 punches off his hook, so wait for it, throw your responses, then hit him one more time when he pulls out of his stun for the star. Use it and Mario kisses him goodnight. Cheating at Glass Joe is like stealing a McDonald's ketchup packet. It's not exactly a point of bad boy pride. But this is prelude to something that lies ahead. When Joe throws his hook, quick dodge, jab him once, then throw a body blow which he'll block, and finish the pattern with one more jab. Now look at the clock. It has completely stopped. It will stay stopped indefinitely until either of you get knocked down or if you put him back into a stun. But you can unleash those single punches if you like and keep the clock stopped until you get a star to put him down. Try this in phase 3 for a super fast TKO. Remember, none of this is important for the KO strategy, and nothing is faster. But there are several techniques against Joe that will come up in later bouts. Your left glove is faster, stars come after a certain number of punches, and you can even stop the clock on other fighters. And speaking of other fighters, let's see how well you do against the uppercut.